I'm trying to find what I wanted. My desk is a hot mess express. Alrighty, ladies. Sorry I have not been on in a couple days. It's just been, my chitlins have just wanted my attention, and that's just how it is, you know? I have a hard time saying no to my kids when they want my attention. That's just part of being a mom. So I took the weekend off and did not do anything really. I just didn't. So here I am today. I'm just trying to share this into a group really fast, and then I will get started. Isn't it so weird to see yourself? It's so weird to see yourself on something. So I have found I'm becoming like the, ooh, my light's gonna move. The queen of like 5-10 minute morning looks with these new liquid shadows. I'm pretty proud of myself. I did another one this morning and it was pretty good for only taking me like 10 minutes. It might take me a little longer on here because I actually take a little bit more time when I do it, but in the morning when I'm just like trying to get on with it, listen, I can bust these babies out like nobody's business. There it is. So see, I can kind of get this to share sometimes. All right, cool. So, oh, my light's gonna fall. I can just feel my light's gonna fall right on my face. It's just kind of like propped up and not the best way, to be totally honest. So I think the comments are not working today for whatever reason. You know, some days they do, some days they don't. You just never know what it's gonna do. But like I said, I got these new liquid shadows and I'm finding that they are super, super quick in the morning. So I've been loving it. This morning I used the shade Businesslike, and that's the one I'm gonna show you really quick. How I kind of zhuzhed it up this morning, and legit it took me 10 minutes. Like I said, it may take me a little longer. So I'm actually gonna use, I've been loving this too. I've been just doing weird stuff lately. So lately I've been using the BB Flawless, because my face has been really dry lately. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just been super dry. And I mix it with a little bit of concealer, and that makes it a full coverage. So for me, it's perfect. I need full coverage because as you can see, I got a lot of redness, but I'm also really dry. So what I do is I take it and I put it on the back of my hand, and I mix the concealer with the BB Flawless. And I'm also trying to get rid of this because this is the shade Caramel, and my tan is starting to fade. So I'm trying to get rid of it before summer ends. Because I don't like to waste anything. It'll last till next year. I think it's good for 2 years. No, it's good for a year. So it would have been good till next year, but I'm trying to get rid of it just to get rid of it. Anyway, so I mix it on the back of my hand, and our BB Flawless is a BB cream, so it's got kind of a thicker texture. So what I actually do is I put it everywhere and then I let it sit for just a second so that it can kind of soften. When you put BB cream on your face, as it sits, it kind of melts into your face a little bit. Isn't this a good look? And you can see the color of my face versus how red I am, but this color matches my neck. That's how red my face is at all times. It's just red. I'm just naturally a red human. So typically when I use just the BB Flawless by itself, not mixed with foundation, I do not use primer. That's just me. But I like the BB cream to soak into my skin because it is a tinted moisturizer. I don't really want, so primer is kind of a barrier between your skin and the foundation. I don't want that barrier. I want it to soak into my skin. But again, that's just me personally. Oh man. And like I said, I've done this combo for like the past week. I really need to exfoliate my face too, is the other problem. So then anytime I do this every time, but especially when you use the BB Flawless, I feel like this is the key, the trick to a flawless finish is a blending bud. So I get it wet, wring it out, and just tap it into place. So I'm gonna time this video. So the video will probably last me like 20 minutes, but you gotta think I'm talking and stopping. When I do this in the morning, y'all know what it's like in the morning if you're a mom. I'm in mom mode. I'm just busting through this in the morning, and it might not look as good. It might not look as good either at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you know, I'm out the door. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. But you can see when you press it in with the blending bud, it compacts it all into place for a more flawless finish. And for me personally, I can see the places where I need more. Right here, I'm always redder. That's just my face. So I can see people popping on, but I don't have any comments. So if you're commenting and I'm not answering, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because there are no comments today. Some days there are, some days there aren't. So you can see I have a little redness here. So I take what little I have left. I don't have that much left. And I mix it on the back of my hand. You can pop it right on top of your brush. I just feel like I have more control when I put it on my hand and then scoop it up. Because then I can kind of get how much I want. Whereas if you squeeze it on there, then it's just kind of there. I need to clean my brush. So I'm trying to I'm going on vacation this weekend. We leave Friday, so I'm trying to hold off on cleaning my brushes till Thursday. That way they're fresh for vacay. It may happen, it may not. So then I like to let it sit for a second. So usually when I get done putting it on, you can either do one of two things. You can set it with setting powder. If it's gonna be real hot and oily, then I would set it with setting powder. I'm actually just gonna set it with pressed powder. So our pressed powder is bomb if you've never tried it. And I never even used pressed powder before this. So it's our Touch of Mineral pressed powder. So you can see how kind of when I turn, it's kind of more of a dewy finish, and I already have a little bit more oil on my skin, so I don't really want a dewy finish. I want a matte finish. So this is our pressed powder. It is a full coverage, so if you have super, super oily skin, you could use this by itself. I just use this on top of my foundation for a matte finish, and I'll do one side so you can see how already it's less oily. And it also gives it just a hair more coverage. I did my whole forehead, but you get the gist. But you can see how it's just kind of shinier here and more matte on this side. That's just a preference. If you like the dewy finish or you don't mind the dewy finish, then you could just stop it right there and that'd be it. And you can see this just mattifies your whole face. So then, like I said, when you're doing this in the morning, there's lots of steps that you can skip depending on how busy you are and how quick you want this to go. So the next step is bronzer. I always use bronzer, but that's a step you could probably skip if you're in a hurry. So I'm gonna use the Beachfront bronzer in the shade Hermosa. I need to get a new Sunset. Like I said, when my tan fades, I have to use a different color. If somebody could comment something, because I can see people popping in, but I can't see any comments. And I put it right here in the hull of your cheek, basically. And basically it just creates a shadow to create the illusion of a thinner face. And again, if you're getting ready at 5 o'clock in the morning and going to work, this may be a step that some people want to skip. I typically always do it. I honestly can't remember if I did it this morning. I think I did, but I don't remember. Then sometimes I use highlighter, sometimes I don't. Again, depends on how early it is. So this is our Touch Olive Mode Luminizer in the shade Benevolent. I have like a rogue hair. So my two favorites are Benevolent and Lustrous. Let me find my Lustrous and I'll show you the difference. One is just lighter. Hi, Kathy. Like I said, I have like 5 rogue hairs all over the place. So this is the difference. This is Lustrous and this is Benevolent. One is just lighter and this is more of a rose color. It kind of looks tan in the picture, but it's not. It's a really pretty rose gold. I swear if I don't get this hair out of my face, I'm gonna lose my ever-loving mind. My hair's a little crazy today. Hi, Kathy. So they are working. I don't think they were working a second ago. How are you? So I'm gonna use the shade Benevolent today, and this is just a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna put it right up top. And I might use a little blush today. I don't usually use blush because my face gets super, super red. Actually, I think I am gonna skip blush. But if you like blush, this is the point where you would add it. Like I said, I have a really red face. Hey, Esther, how are you? I have a really red face naturally, so I don't really use blush a ton. And then brow pencil. Gotta do the brows. And my brows take me like 3 seconds. You could probably spend 45 minutes putting your eyebrows on. I just do not have the time in the morning. And like I said, I put all this stuff on this morning, minus the bronzer, because I honestly don't remember if I put bronzer on, in 10 minutes. I get up at 5:30. I take my shower in the evening usually. I put my makeup on, get my son up, get him out the door in 25 minutes. So when I say I put makeup on every day, I legitimately do. The picture that I posted earlier today was my makeup from this morning. And I legit woke up at 5:30 and walked out the door at 6. I do not spend that much time getting ready in the morning. If I like got an extra 5 minutes, I might, but typically I do not. Just because I would rather sleep that extra 10 minutes. So for my brows, I just kind of try to fill in the spaces where they're lacking. If you are a professional and want to get awesome with it, you go, girl. I'm just not a big brow person. It's just not my thing. I just like to fill it in. But the thing I really like about a brow pencil is it's really dainty. So it doesn't like, it's not real thick going on. All right, but now I'm going to get to the part I really wanted to show you guys is our new liquid shadows are just, they're so quick. I wish they had added these to the product line a long time ago. So these are now part of the core line. And this month in the Kudos, you get 2 of these, 2 primer and a mascara. So you get all 4 products for $80. And I'm going to show you what I did this morning. So I'm actually going to use 3 shadows, including the new one. So first one I took is Understood. It's this color right here, which is one of our peach shades. And if you wanted to skip this step and be even faster, you totally could. But I was feeling snazzy at 5 a.m. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take an extra 30 seconds. So legit, that's all I did. This. It just adds kind of a pink hue to the top. And I'll show you why. It's super fun. And that's it. That's all I did on the top. So then I'm going to take the liquid shadow. And I love the brush on this too, because it's kind of like flat, so it fits right on your eye. And I tap a little on each eye. Voila, voila. How stinking easy is that? I feel like I really like the texture of these, especially if you have kind of more mature eyes. I have lots of eye wrinkles, so that includes me. It seems like it sits a little bit better. So I just take a brush, you could totally use your finger, and just pat it into place. So for mature eyes, this works really well too, because it does not crease. Does not crease. And depending on how like in depth you want to get with it, you can make it a little, you know, more. You could put a little less. I'm a less is more kind of gal, honestly. And like I said, I just legit slapped this on my face at 5:30 this morning. And out I went. Takes a couple seconds to dry. So I did that, and that was all I used for that. Now you could leave it right here and go. Like I said, that's the nice thing about shadow, is that you can do one color, and then if that's all you have time for, great. If you have time for an extra one, keep going. Kind of just depends on what you have time for. Then the second one I used was the shade Fervent. Y'all know Fervent's my favorite. Fervent is my jam. This one's Fervent. So I took a little of this on the outside, and this is just to darken that outer corner. And like I said, the liquid shadow I used this today was called Businesslike. Businesslike and Reverent are my 2 favorites by far. Let me find the 2. These 2. If I don't knock all my stuff down. These 2 are my 2 favorite. They're kind of similar. One's more pinky and one's more like, I want to say tan is the best word. And like I said, I did this morning. It took me 2 minutes of adding, you know, a little color. But you could totally skip this step if you're in a hurry and just like, I want to get out the door. I only bought 4 of the liquid shadows, but now that I've used them, because I don't like to buy everything, because I don't know if I'm going to like it. Just because it's unique doesn't mean I'm going to like everything. So far I have, but you know, one day there may be something that I don't like. Not yet though. And this is just to darken the corner. But I have become the master of the 10-minute mom face in the morning. Even if you're not a mom in the morning, sometimes you just don't have time for it. Then what I do is I take a tiny little e.l.f. brush, if I can find mine. I lost my e.l.f. brush. Oh, here it is. Tiny little brush. I go back into that Fervent. And you could also use eyeliner right here, but I just don't prefer eyeliner, honestly, on the bottom. And I put a little Fervent to kind of see the difference, how it just kind of smokes it out a little. But again, you could use straight eyeliner if you preferred. Blend this side a little better. I wasn't thinking real clear there. 5 a.m. look. Then I grab my pencil eyeliner, my pencil liner, and you could use, I think I'm going to use Perfect Today, which is our version of black, and I'm just going to tightline right underneath, and I don't have my contacts in, so sorry, I've got this right in front of my face. But y'all know I pop my contacts out as soon as I walk in the door at home. The other thing that you could do if you had time to zhuzh this up would be to use a liquid liner. But for a 10-minute morning look, I did not have time. No liquid shadow here. Or liquid liner, I mean. Curl them, then I use our primer. I've been using our lash primer every day, not gonna lie. It does take an extra second, but it makes them fuller and thicker. And so for me, it's worth the 5 seconds that it takes. And I honestly don't put any on the bottom just because I feel like when I blink, it goes on the bottom. So I don't usually put it on the bottom. Look how long it stretches your lashes out when you use the primer. That is just the primer. And then you could use either the 4D or the Epic. I'm gonna use the 4D just because why wouldn't you? It takes the same amount of time to put on the 4D as it does the regular Epic. They're both awesome, honestly. And when you put on the mascara, especially the 4D, you wanna zig it and zag it between your lashes and then curl the brush. This makes sure you get fibers in between all the lashes. And as always, I got some right on top, but remember, don't touch it, leave it there for a second. It will dry. And look at how long those lashes are. The primer, legit. I was a little skeptical. I'm like, really guys, primer for your lashes? But it legit helps to lengthen them and thicken them. And it's in this one, Scudo, so you can't miss out. So you get the 4D, the primer, and 2 of the liquid shadows. I'll swatch the 4 that I have. I'm probably gonna order the other 4 because I liked these 4 so much. I was a little hesitant because it is a brand new product. I can't see this side of my face, so I need to look at that one a little bit better. I have the hardest time with this eye when I don't have my contacts in. I just can't see very well. I feel like whenever I try to do anything on this eye, I can't tell how far away from my face my hand is. Isn't that terrible? It's terrible. It really is. But look how long my lashes are. So I'm going to put a second coat just because I can. And then I'll show you how I get all that gunk off the top. But I tell you what, since I've been using the lash serum, my lashes have seriously grown. I never used to have that problem. And let me just tell you, it ain't a bad problem to have. And I usually just use the regular on the bottom, but since I've got it out, I'll use it. And this is why I don't usually like fibers on the bottom. So what I do, anytime you get mascara on your face, instead of wiping it, you guys know how that happens, it like smears. If you wait just a second, let it dry. Look at my lashes. Look at them. Come on, guys, look at that. Holy cannoli. So what I do is I take my brow liner, the spoolie end, and I brush it off. So when you brush it off, it just brushes away the mascara without messing up your eyeshadow and without smearing is the key. It doesn't smear. I got powder on my face, on my shirt. That's it. How long have I been on here? I don't even know how long I've been on here, but I know it ain't been more than like 20 minutes. And I've been talking the whole time. So I feel like that's awesome. And then my lip bonbon in the morning. This is all I use in the morning. I got an extra one now so that I have one here and in the car. Because that's always a problem. So you can see it adds just a tint of color. And it's a moisturizing lip balm. Now you could do your lipstick or whatever, but I just throw a little lip bonbon and out the door. So that is my 10 minutes, 5 minute, however long it took me, morning mom face. Then I set it all into place. But I'm telling you, these liquid shadows have been like a game changer in the morning. Let me swatch you the ones that I have, and I'll order the rest, I promise. Like I said, I wanted to make sure I liked them first. So this is the shade Willed. I haven't used this one yet. This is next on my list to try. So this is the shade Willed, which is kind of like, when you look at it in here, it looks coppery, but when you put it on your hand, it's more of a mauve. So I'm kind of stoked to use that one. I want to use that one tomorrow morning. I haven't tried that one. That'll be my 10-minute morning look tomorrow. This is the shade Business Like, which is the one I just used. This is more of a pinky color. But you notice when it goes on, it's like a pink, but when it dries, it turns just a little bit different color. And this is the shade Reverent, which I loved this one as well. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go get all the other ones because I didn't get them. I should have, but I didn't. This one is Reverent, which is the one I used. What day was that? On Friday, I think. And then oh, I already did that one. Then the last one I have is Egotistical. This one's gorgeous. I actually use this one as a lip. They're not intended to be lipstick, but listen, I say use it for whatever you want to use it as. This one's beautiful for a lip. And then this is the shade Egotistical. So Willed, Reverent, Willed? I forgot already. Willed, Business Like, Reverent, and Egotistical. Super gorgeous. And then these two shades that I use are Understood and Fervent. But you don't necessarily have to use these other two colors. I just did because I thought it would be fun. And look at them lashes. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have not tried our 4D Fiber Lash, you are missing out. You are not going to find another mascara like this. It sold out within a couple hours when it first came about. I think that's all I wanted to talk about, honestly. So please, please, please like and share this video out. For every share, I write your name down for something special in the September to Remember group that I'm going to do at the end of the month. I do that at the end of every month. You can actually see in the September to Remember what we did last month. I did it on, I think, the 1st or the 2nd of this month. Please add a friend to the group. If you add a friend, I also write your name down extra special for that as well. And I think that's it for today. If anybody has any questions, please shoot me a message, or you can comment on this video and I'll get right back to you. If you want to order any of this stuff, you can get it on my site, or you can message me and I'll help you with that. And remember, this month in the kudos, get it while you can. You get the primer, the 4D Epic, and 2 of these. These are ordinarily 26 bucks by themselves. These are awesome. They're super fast, and the other thing is they're great for travel because if you drop them, pressed shadows, a lot of times when you drop them or they get banged around in your suitcase, they break. These do not, because they are liquid and they're encased. And they're super fast and they're super fun. Super easy. I'm all about anything that's easy. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll try a different one. Maybe tomorrow we'll try this one or this one, one of these two. We'll either try this one or this one. Everybody have a great night. Bye.